Prepare to be terrified as we uncover mysterious photographs of Mars, ghosts, time travelers, and other spooky anomalies. These historical images were once hidden away owing to the dark and mysterious truths that challenge our understanding of the world. These declassified photos will leave you questioning the boundaries of science and the depths of the unknown. Let's unveil 20 newly declassified historical photos that send shivers down the spines of even the bravest scientists. Number 20. Sasquatch skull on Mars. A peculiar finding on the Mars landscape has sparked intense speculation among UFO enthusiasts. Could it be possible that even Bigfoot himself has paid a visit to Mars? This fascinating image, captured by NASA's Curiosity rover in May and enhanced with shadow effects, appears to show an object resembling a skull. At a glance, it displays eyes, a nose, an upper jaw, and a well-preserved cranium, a truly remarkable resemblance. The enhanced image, accompanied by a video soundtrack, has ignited debates. One YouTube user named Paranormal Crucible is particularly convinced that this discovery originates from extraterrestrial sources and suggests it could be a remnant of a Sasquatch or some other unknown Martian species. Although the idea of a Bigfoot may sound like something out of a science fiction story, it's not the first time that imaginative people have spotted intriguing shapes on the surface of Mars. Back in 1976, the infamous face on Mars was later revealed to be nothing but a formation upon closer examination. Alien enthusiasts were captivated by a rock that resembled a statue of an ancient Neo-Assyrian god. And there's even a formation shaped like a fish, which some speculate could indicate extraterrestrial fishing activities. In the desolate landscape, our human inclination to perceive familiar shapes persists, fueling our boundless curiosity about the universe. So, could this be a Sasquatch skull on Mars, or yet another captivating illusion? The mystery remains unsolved. Number 19. The Baltic Sea Anomaly. The Baltic Sea anomaly arose when Swedish divers discovered this strange formation. This strange 70-meter-long object, discovered in 2011, is 100 meters beneath the surface of the Baltic Sea. From crashed UFO fleets to submerged cities lost to the sea, various beliefs have evolved regarding it. Divers gathered samples from the object, which scientists investigated. They conclude that it is not an alien artifact or an old relic. Sonar measurements were intended to be the key to solving the mystery. The reality appears to be significantly less dramatic. A geological study of rock samples gathered at the site revealed no evidence of extraterrestrial life. Instead, they pointed to common stones, which are consistent with the glacial basin in which the Baltic Sea is located. A basaltic rock suggested the presence of lava, although its presence was easily explained by glacial movement. Experts agree that the anomaly is most likely of natural origin, such as a glacial deposit or a rock protrusion. However, the Ocean 10 team isn't convinced. They believe the oddity is not natural. When they approached it, their equipment malfunctioned, adding to the mystery. Number 18. Time-traveling hipster. In 2010, an 82-year-old image of a guy who resisted the times resurfaced. The world met the time-traveling hipster, who stood out among a sea of suits and hats for the reopening of Canada's South Fork Bridge. He was dressed in contemporary clothes, including sunglasses, a logo-adorned shirt, and a zippered cardigan. He was holding a small portable camera. When this strange photograph was digitized in 2010, it sparked a frenzy of online conspiracy theories after it was first presented in 2004 at the Barlorn Pioneer Museum. While the attraction of time travel remains, skeptics pointed out that the man's attire was appropriate for the 1940s. The eyeglasses with side shields were not new, and the insignia on his shirt belonged to the Montreal Maroons, who played from 1924 until 1938. In 1941, Kodak sold the small camera he was holding. Despite the initial surprise, fact-checkers such as Snopes disproved the concept of time travel. The hipster was not an anachronism, but rather a fashionable guy of his day with an uncommon sense of style. So while the mystery may have lost its mysterious charm, it serves as a reminder that the past can occasionally take on an odd and unexpected appearance. Number 17. Solway Spaceman. Jim Templeton, a Carlisle fireman, shot an image of his daughter, Elizabeth, during an everyday visit to Burgmarsh in Cumbria in the summer of 1964. He had no idea that this seemingly innocuous photograph would set off a chain of events that would continue to perplex the world. A frightening figure appeared behind Elizabeth as the photo developed. It was dressed in a white suit with a helmet and a dark visor. A spaceman was unmistakable to ufologists. Mr. Templeton, on the other hand, asserted that he, his daughter, and his wife were the only individuals present that day. This enigmatic photograph captivated the media, igniting a whirlwind of speculation and interest. Some thought it was a spirit, while others thought Jim or his daughter had unknown psychic abilities. The mystery was heightened when two mysterious men in black paid Mr. Templeton visits, referring to themselves only as numbers 9 and 11. A peculiar link also emerged with the botched launch of a Blue Streak missile in South Australia, when technicians reported seeing two men in the firing range, mirroring the figure in the Solway spaceman photograph. Investigations into these incidents, however, have not provided conclusive evidence. Dr. David Clark, a UFO expert, disputes the link between the occurrences in Cumbria and the missile launch, blaming it on lens flare and a lack of photographic evidence. Despite the skepticism, the Solway spaceman photograph remains a timeless puzzle. Number 16. Bigfoot footprint. Peter Byrne went on a mission to uncover the fabled creature known as Bigfoot in the Pacific Northwest forest in 1976. As the director of the Bigfoot Information Center and exhibition in Oregon, he set out on a trek with two U.S. Forest Service colleagues to prove the reality of this legendary creature. They encountered an unusual creature in the center of the bush between two trees that left them speechless. Byrne discovered a tuft of hair and a fragment of skin at a height of 3 to 5 feet off the ground, which he carefully saved and forwarded to the FBI. The pictures presented this clearly. Byrne made a request to J. Cochran, Jr., then Assistant Director of the FBI's Scientific and Technical Services Section, for a comparative study of the mystery samples. The FBI's response, however, remained opaque for decades. In the present day, the FBI has discovered their long-hidden Bigfoot files from the 1970s. Surprisingly, the FBI agreed to investigate Byrne's evidence, but their findings were disappointing. Cochran confirmed the hair samples were of the deer family. Byrne, who had looked for affirmation, was disappointed. Despite this setback, Byron continued in his pursuit of the truth about Bigfoot's existence. If it was really a deer, then how did the footprint appear so gigantic? It was almost 17 inches long and 7 inches wide. This mystery remains unresolved, tempting us to investigate the woods further. Number 15. Black Knight Satellite. A mysterious presence emerged in the vastness of space, the Black Knight Satellite. This monster has perplexed both scientists and conspiracy theorists. Is it an old alien artifact or just a piece of space junk? No one can simply tell. The adventure started in 1998 with NASA's first space shuttle mission to the International Space Station. An image of a strange object orbiting Earth was recorded in NASA's space debris records. Astronaut Jerry Ross, a mission participant, described it as a rogue thermal blanket. For some, this object represented a 13,000-year-old man-made satellite delivered by extraterrestrials. Is this genuine evidence of ancient alien interaction, or just a harmless cosmic relic? Well, Nikola Tesla, who claimed to have received radio signals from space during his Colorado Springs experiments, claimed that these numerical messages were attempts at intergalactic communication. Scientists now believe they were natural signals released by celestial bodies in orbit. The tale of the Black Knight continues with Jürgen Hals, a radio operator who heard strange echoes during his transmissions in 1927. While Hals mistook this for alien communication, contemporary research has identified it as a natural radio phenomenon known as long-delayed echoes. To further complicate matters, the U.S. Navy discovered an unidentified satellite in 1960, which turned out to be a piece of Discoverer 5 satellite. This historical confluence of events has woven a complex web of conspiracy theories. Is it an alien artifact or an optical illusion? The Black Knight satellite is most likely the result of a series of unrelated occurrences, including Tesla's radio experiments, Hals's radio echoes, Time's article on a U.S. satellite, and astronauts finding a missing thermal blanket in orbit. Number 14. Ghost of Freddie Jackson. The story of World War I RAF pilot Freddie Jackson casts a spectral shadow in the annals of military secrets. A squadron photograph appeared in the year 19, marking its astonishing presence in history. Sir Victor Goddard revealed this photograph of his World War I RAF squadron during their service at the HMS Daedalus training station in 1975. Within the somber group portrait, though, a ghostly apparition appears among the other living. Was it the spirit of the late pilot, Freddie Jackson? Sir Goddard, an RAF officer, confirmed the otherworldly aspect, describing it as a little fainter than the rest and visibly capless, in stark contrast to his mates, who wore solemn military caps. The unfortunate reality behind this spectral apparition is that Freddie Jackson died just days before the shot was taken. He had inadvertently strolled into the path of a whirling airplane propeller on the squadron tarmac, meeting a quick and deadly conclusion. To everyone's surprise, Jackson's ghostly presence appeared in the shot, presumably unaware of his own awful conclusion. His fellow squadron members quickly recognized the face as Freddie Jackson's, sparking doubts that have lingered to this day. Was it a prank, or did the fallen pilot's soul choose to be a part of the group shot? Number 13. Madonna with St. Giovannina picture. The Madonna with St. Giovannina picture, discovered in the Lozer collection at Florence's Palazzo Vecchio, astounds tourists. It was painted in the 15th century by Domenico Ghirlandaio and depicts an unusual object hovering in the sky. The Lozer bequest, which included over 30 artworks and furnishings, was left to Florence in 1928 by American collector Charles Alexander Lozer. The Charles Lozer Association and the Florentine Civic Museums worked together to conserve this important collection, which is just a short walk from the Ponte Vecchio. Madonna with St. Giovannina's authorship has been attributed to numerous artists. But what captivates viewers is the assertion by alien theorists that it shows an extraterrestrial object. A prominent oval object floats above Madonna's left shoulder, with a guy beneath it obviously staring at it and his dog barking. According to alien theorists, it's a UFO generating strong beams of light and is like a flying saucer. Some suggest that the Madonna shelters the children from it and that the object may have an effect on her halo. Artists, on the other hand, frequently included symbols in their works, possibly for religious or aesthetic reasons. Given the nativity star on the left, Ghirlandaio's object could be his perception of an angelic presence or a dazzling star. Alternatively, it could be a long-forgotten Christian emblem. The true nature of the object, whether alien, ethereal, or religious symbolic, is unknown. Number 12. Fairy circles. For decades, geologists in the eastern Namib Desert have been perplexed by strange fairy circles, circular regions of bare earth amidst parched grasses. These neatly spaced circles appear to be nature's artwork. Initially, hypotheses included termite activity, poisons, and even alien meddling, but the truth is far more mundane. Stefan Getson, a desert ecologist, collected soil moisture data and grass samples during a 3-year period. They discovered the fierce water competition. Plants in these tough conditions compete for survival, with those on the circle's outskirts winning. Longer roots trap water more efficiently, leaving the interior of the circle dry and naked. But why is the shape circular? The goal is to maximize water availability. The design of the circle reduces competition among plants, which is a mathematically intelligent pattern known as a Turing pattern. These fairy circles aren't limited to Namibia, they've also been discovered in the Australian outback. While interpretations abound, the mystery of fairy circles persists, serving as a reminder that nature conceals many secrets. Number 11. The Levitating Man. One individual stands out in the world of Welsh mysticism and illusion. Colin Evans is a guy who claims to have mastered the power of the spirits in order to levitate. His daring acts drew large crowds, but the truth about his supernatural stunts was soon revealed. Evans, identified as a spiritualist, held seances in dimly lit settings, frequently in complete darkness, in order to communicate with the spirits. His defining moment occurred in 1937 when he shot a flash-illuminated image showing him levitating at Wortley Hall in London. He appeared hanging in mid-air in the bright light. However, viewers later observed an odd detail. In all of the levitation images, Evans had a cable in his left hand, and his feet were fuzzy. Evans was clearly not defying gravity, but rather jumping off of chairs under the cover of darkness. His fraud was exposed in Regent's Park, where he attempted the same trick but was met with a hostile audience, forcing him to reimburse disappointed customers. Little is known about Evans following his exposure, but he did create a great deal of suspicion. Number 10. Naga fireballs of the Mekong River. The Naga fireballs are brilliant lights that arise from Thailand's Mekong River on the nights of October and November, producing a spooky red glow on the water's surface. Locals refer to them as the Mekong lights, or Naga dancing fireballs, and they are described as crimson orbs ranging in size. The blazing, ghostly images show them to rise at 600 feet before disappearing. The reported numbers vary from tens to thousands each year. Although the cause of these events is unknown, various explanations have been proposed. One theory proposes swamp gas as a result of subsurface organic decomposition producing methane pockets that, when exposed to oxygen, ignite to form fire bubbles. Similarly, others blame the Naga light on combustible phosphine gas formed in the river's marshy habitat, while its truth remains unknown. Some experts, on the other hand, hypothesize the presence of free-forming plasma spheres, which are formed by discharging surface electricity into the river. Skeptics, on the other hand, question this notion, stressing the necessity for enormous voltages above what nature generally offers. The Naga fireballs have profound cultural importance for the inhabitants, since they are linked to the tale of a serpent-like creature known as the Naga. The Naga emerges from its riverbed hibernation during the annual Buddhist Lenten season to honor Buddha's return in Naga form, according to their beliefs. They point to a 1973 photograph of a group of American soldiers holding a giant river creature they allegedly pulled from the waterways as proof. However, the Naga fireballs still remain a mesmerizing riddle. Number 9. The Nazca Lines. The Nazca Lines, which cover 170 square miles in Peru's Nazca Desert, is a work of art. These geoglyphs carved into the earth depict a wide range of creatures from both nature and the imagination. Among them are spiders, hummingbirds, monkeys, lizards, pelicans, and even a fearsome killer whale. These lines also show vegetation, flowers, mythical beings, and geometric patterns such as triangles and spirals. The roots of these lines can be traced back to 500 BC, with the majority being carved during the Nazca culture. These ancient people, who were proficient in engineering, may have used these lines for irrigation, allowing them to survive in the parched terrain. Kawachi, one of their most significant villages, overlooks these lines and is home to more than 40 mounds and pyramids. The Nazca Lines, discovered by Peruvian archaeologist Toribio Mejia Zespe in 1927, acquired wider attention as air travel increased in the 1930s. These lines are not just visible from the air, ground-level observations have also revealed their mysteries. The exact meaning of these lines is unknown. Theories propose links to constellations, pilgrimage routes, or water-related rites. Despite the lack of written documents from the prehistoric Nazca civilization, the Nazca Lines continue to enchant, presenting us with an ancient mystery. Number 8. Hessdalen Lights. Since the 1930s, many in the secluded valley of Hessdalen, Norway, have been perplexed by unexplained spheres of light that dance across the night sky. While it's easy to dismiss such sightings as UFO stories, these lights have defied simple explanations. Notably, computer scientist Erling Strand and the Norwegian Defense Study Establishment set out to unravel this perplexing mystery. They armed themselves with scientific tools, from radar to Geiger counters, and even established a special observatory. These lights display a variety of behaviors, as evidenced by data and eyewitness testimony. They can glide slowly or dart in random patterns for seconds to over an hour. They are compared to the size of a car by some. But the question is, what generates these illuminations? Several intriguing hypotheses emerge. Because of the high radon concentrations in the area, one theory proposes radon decay in the atmosphere. Another idea suggests that the valley serves as a natural battery, with zinc and iron-rich rocks on one side and copper-rich rocks on the other, separated by a river. If this landscape had an electrolyte solution supplied by torrents from nearby sulfur mines, it could operate as the perfect conductor. However, the particular mechanisms underlying these lights, as well as whether the valley actually serves as a massive battery, remain a mystery. Number 7. Brown Lady of Raynham Hall. The story of the Brown Lady of Raynham Hall stands out as a haunting puzzle in the world of haunted stories. The story opens with Dorothy Walpole, a well-known Georgian woman. Her colleagues were startled when she had an affair before marrying an older widower, and her life ended mysteriously at the age of 40. Dorothy's spiritual presence appeared in what would become one of the world's most striking ghost images in 1936, more than 2 centuries after her death. This terrifying sight has spawned many supernatural claims. Fast forward 70 years, a paranormal investigator, Alan Murdy, who was a barrister with a liking for the strange, discovered a dusty folder in the Cambridge University Library. This lost folder reveals an in-depth examination undertaken by the Society for Psychical Research immediately after the photograph was discovered. The examination finds that the spectral image has a mundane explanation. It implies that light may have escaped onto the photographic plate, casting doubt on the ghostly figure's validity. Despite this information, Raynham Hall remains a mystery. Some say that even if the figure in the photos is not Dorothy Walpole, her soul may still haunt the hall's walls. As stories of her reappearance emerge, the Brown Lady's legacy remains a mystery. Number 6. Face on Mars. NASA's Viking. One mission presented a confusing image of the Martian plane in 1976, the face on Mars. This alien-like appearance carved into the rocky terrain of the Cydonia region captured the world's interest. The Viking 1 spacecraft accidentally shone its lens upon these intriguing features as it orbited the Scarlet Planet. When NASA first revealed the image, they described it as a huge rock formation that resembled a human head. Though NASA quickly dispelled any notions of extraterrestrial craft, the public's imagination ran wild. Some speculated that it was a relic of an ancient alien civilization and that other stone formations in the area were the ruins of a disintegrating extraterrestrial city. The face on Mars has infiltrated popular culture, hailed as a tantalizing sign of former life on Mars. NASA's Mars Global Surveyor obtained more detailed photographs of the face in 1998. Following high-resolution photographs from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter and the European Space Agency's Mars Express corroborated the first analysis. The illusion of a face only appears when sunlight strikes the surface and the recesses of the rocks at precise angles. The face is located in the Cydonia area of Mars, between the cratered southern highlands and the smoother northern plains. Scientists believe that this location was formerly near a massive Martian ocean when the planet's atmosphere was thicker and capable of preserving liquid water. The rocky outcrop suggests that the face was produced by a mixture of landslides and accumulated debris. It is also not an isolated oddity. Mars is rich in visually appealing geological structures, such as the Gal crater in the southern highlands, which features a curved mountain range that appears to resemble a smiley face. So, does this mean alien exist, or is it just a natural formation? No one can possibly uncover this secret. Now, it's time for today's subscriber pick. The image in front of you might seem very difficult to believe to be true. It appears to be a group photo of college friends from the good old times, somewhere in India perhaps. But a blatant and jaw-dropping feature is the alien standing among humans. Or perhaps what's even more shocking is how humans seem to be posing alongside it as if it's one of their own. If a declassified picture like this is real, it could perhaps change the whole course of history and everything we believed. Could aliens have played a more significant role in human lives than we have been told? Let us know your thoughts below. Number 5. SS Watertown Images. The haunting riddle of the SS Watertown is an image from the cover of Vincent Gaddis's Invisible Horizons. The story begins in 1925 on the oil tanker Watertown, where 2 seamen, James Courtney and Michael Meehan, met a horrible end. However, the ship's crew soon reported seeing their ghostly forms swimming alongside the ship. Their familiar faces were quite evident. The ship's captain took matters into his own hands when the crew's unsettling encounters found no believers on the shore. He took a series of images with his camera. 5 frames revealed nothing out of the ordinary, but the 6th revealed the frightening faces of Courtney and Meehan. To add to the mystery, other versions of the story claim that city services proudly displayed an enlarged reproduction of the ghostly heads in their company offices. Skeptics believe the snapshot is just a case of pareidolia, or the tendency to see familiar shapes in random patterns. Later, Blake Smith, a paranormal researcher, set out on a quest to discover the truth behind this photograph. He investigated a city services in-house magazine from the mid-1930s, where the image first appeared. The typical photograph first appeared in an issue of Fate magazine, modified by ufologist Michael G. Mann. Smith's study, assisted by photographic specialist Joe Nickel, revealed evidence of tampering in the shot. When Smith returned to the subject years later, he discovered newspaper stories that validated the sailor's awful demise. He also discovered the first newspaper appearance of their ghostly appearance, which showed no traces of meddling. The specters in the upper right-hand corner of this unmodified photograph were concealed by the sea mist. Even though the faces were clearer, they appeared ambiguous. Smith's investigation sparked questions about whether the photograph was a joke or a forgery. Number 4. Hook Island Sea Monster. The waters of Hook Island, Queensland, Australia gave birth to an aquatic mystery in the mid-60s. This was the Hook Island Sea Monster, a creature resembling a large tadpole. It arrived in December 1964 as Robert Le Serec, a French adventurer, his family, and a ship set out on an extraordinary journey. The Le Serec family, delighted owners of new watercraft, set out to explore the depths of Stonehaven Bay. The seas revealed their mysterious secret on the 12th of December. Mrs. Lasserre's keen eyes were the first to see the anomaly, a massive tadpole-like monster hiding below. They photographed the beast with a camera, while Shiphand de Jong dared to dive into the sea for a closer look. They initially mistook it for a dead creature due to its enormous size, but they quickly realized their mistake when the creature sprung to life, jaws gaping, and approached. They fled to the safety of their boat, watching the beast slip beneath the seas. Skeptics questioned its unique characteristics, like top-mounted eyes and a finless body. Some rejected it as a fake despite the fact that the technology of that time rendered such beliefs doubtful. Theories circulated that the creature was a gigantic swamp eel or a man-made plastic construct. However, Darren Neish's extensive analysis believed it was a fraud, using Le Serec's past trip intentions and the hazy film as evidence. Number 3. Cooper Family Photograph. The Cooper family photograph is truly the scariest picture one can ever see. This cryptic image initially appeared in 2009, sending shivers down the spines of those who saw it. In 2013, it was revealed that the photograph was of Cooper's, who caught a family moment after moving into their Texan home. As the shutter clicked, a frightening figure dropped from the ceiling. It is also said that it was about the Cooper family's housewarming celebrations, ending in a family snapshot that revealed a frightening figure. The truth remained elusive as the Cooper film proceeded to weave its spooky web through the internet. Mick West set out to discover the origins of the photograph. A revelation was made in the forum when discussing photo manipulation. One of the youngsters in the picture, Robert Capeard, revealed that the family name was actually Copper, not Cooper. Another shot from the same time frame was contributed by Robert C., demonstrating their relationship to the image. A discarded Copper family photo appeared to have been tampered with, changing a commonplace event into a puzzle. The popular belief was that the stranger was a dancer dressed in street clothes who was photographed during a publicity shoot. This explained the unusual position as well as the necklace's proper placement for an upright figure. However, the true creator of the edited photo remained a mystery. How did the name Cooper become associated with the image years after it first appeared on the internet? The hunt for the origins of this spooky image continues. Number 2. Lunar Pyramids. For centuries, the mysteries surrounding Egypt's pyramids have captivated human imaginations, raising infinite speculations about its constructors. But what if the answers aren't on Earth but on our mysterious moon? An ET enthusiast recently revealed high-resolution photographs of the moon's surface acquired by NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, sparking alien conspiracy theories. A remarkable sight emerged among these lunar snapshots, a pyramid-like object lying within a large crater. The findings sparked speculation in the UFO community, with self-proclaimed expert Scott C. Waring believing that the intriguing building, a three-sided pyramid with a single dark window along one side, could be a proof of lunar visitation to Earth. Could the ancient Egyptian pyramids have been built by beings from our celestial neighbor? However, this isn't the first time that pyramid sightings on the moon have sparked interest among alien seekers. A hazy photograph taken during the Apollo 17 mission in 1972 claimed to show a black, pyramid-shaped building against a light background sparked allegations of a lunar civilization. However, the image archive revealed that this pyramid sighting was only a low-quality photograph of the lunar rover's floor. So, do the lunar pyramids actually exist? One cannot really answer this. Number 1. Fresno Nightcrawler. The Fresno Nightcrawler, a strange creature that resembled a pair of moving trousers, initially came into the spotlight in 2007, capturing the internet's fascination. The story begins with an agitated dog whose constant barking prompts a Fresno resident named Jose to install surveillance cameras. His investigation into the nightly disturbance revealed a mystery beyond explanation. The bizarre sight of ghostly white trousers gliding hauntingly across his front garden was revealed via grainy camera. Jose shared his video with paranormal investigator Victor Camacho, creator of the spooky show Los Desvelados. However, no logical explanation emerged. Yosemite National Park's surveillance cameras saw a similar phenomenon in 2011, pants-like things moving across the terrain. Dr. Seuss couldn't have imagined a more bizarre scene. Are these perplexing creatures really a well-manipulated digital trick? There are numerous theories concerning the Fresno Nightcrawler. Some attribute it to alien origins, while others attribute it to Native American legend. Concrete evidence, on the other hand, remains elusive. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.